doing a real-time sketch, cloth, and apple from life. I started it and tried to upload the introduction video. It's still uploading slowly. Maybe eventually that'll get uploaded. Starting out, we were talking about these blotches here. And you know, if you look closely here, I mean, this looks like a big shade, right? But actually there's, you know, darker, medium dark, lighter, and that is what is making up those blotches. And then there's also these white highlights. I'm not 100% sure we're going to try to get those highlights or not. This is not the most attractive photogenic apple there in the world, but you know, it's the apple I have, so that's why we're doing that. I thought these curves and ways in the cloth was a good thing that we could depict, and it'll look good because you know, when you're doing cloth, you don't really want to do, well, let's say a paper towel. I mean, if you got that perfect, it would still look kind of weird. But you know, if you have a cloth that looks like cloth, you know, and it has an interesting pose, then that's a good idea. I also like this one piece that's going right down here and up like this, and an area like this is very easy to capture with sketching, and you know, you can identify exactly what it is when you're looking at it. So anyway, let's get started. So far I have used these three pencils, 6H, regular H, and 4B. And you can see, you know, this is regular H, that's 4B, this is all 6H, and all this is 6H. So let's jump in and start some real-time sketching. Talk about a good time for a Saturday morning, right? So let's see if we can get a good camera thing here. Okay. All right. Okay, and away we go. So on the intro video, I was just trying to lay down some planes. The idea of lay down some planes is you say, like, okay, here's an area that's all a consistent tone, this little area right here. So then, you know, here with the H, I'm going to go ahead and try to put that in. You know, we got context already. You know, the stem is going to be like right here. The bottom is probably going to be about here. You know, unlike a normal sketch where I should have some scrap paper here. Let's see. A normal sketch, you might want to say, oh, okay, I'm going to, you know, have the apple here. This is this thing and that, and then, you know, and then you start shading in and like, oh, okay, look at, there's a dark right there. Let's shade that in. And, you know, here's where the thing is. Another thing you might want to do is say, you know, here is the contours of the apple. And you do like this. And then you do like, you know, circles like this, that, and you know, then you kind of have the contour of the apple, and so you can sort of see how that apple might take shape. So, you know, that's one technique, and there's a, here, put the little stem there. That's one technique, but this technique here is just start in one place and kind of go from there. And oh, hi everybody, thanks for joining. So anyway, like I said, I had 6H and H and a 4B, and we're recognizing planes within the apple. And the most recent plane I was looking at was like right here. And so we're going to take the H and try to capture this plane, which you know, this is the highlight, so that plane is like right here. So just going to try to hit that plane by independently identifying planes of similar tone value, which is what we have right here, and then just hitting that, then it's slowly going to build up, and pretty soon it's going to start looking like our subject. So, as I said, like, this is a different way to sketch, but in my opinion, this is the fun way, the way we're doing it. This is like a different, thing. Nothing wrong with doing it that way. If you're doing something like a person or a building, it might be a good idea to do that. So now I'm going to try hit this area right here, still with the H pencil, even though this, is a one of the darker darks there. So really that's a candidate for the for a B, if that's going to be our darkest pencil. And okay, so then see this one right here, that's another dark. I'm going to try to hit that. Even though there's a line kind of like right here, I don't really like to have any lines in the sketch if possible. So that's just there because I don't know why. And how about we start hitting the background? So this, you can't really see it, but hi Evelyn, thanks a lot for the comments, sure appreciate it. And Evelyn, what we're drawing is this apple and cloth from approximately this angle. So I can't, when I put the camera up there, you cannot see that angle. But anyway, now I think you see this dark that's right here. I'm going to try to hint at that and start building up the background. So here goes. Just going to try to hint that at that. And then while we're there, let's see if we can get the this right here, which is like going to be this area here, which that's pretty much what I'm seeing. And so let's try to get this area here. So in a sense, this is would be called negative space, because see, this would be the positive space. So right here, whoops, this is positive space. This would be negative space. So we're doing this section of negative space of the cloth. So here goes. And so here we're just gonna sort of get in there and scribble this out. And right. So also there's highlights in this shadow right here. There's a highlight. This whole shadow thing is kind of like shaped like a pine cone or something, but in there's a highlight. So that highlight we can take out later with the kneaded eraser. And so, if you want to try this at home, like the tools I got here is a kneaded eraser, various pencils. I also have this if we want to get a really tight erase area. That's an electric eraser. I got 3 of those for only $6.99 on Amazon. So they're really, a big aid if you want to try to go next level with sketching, and I certainly want to. I've yet to really get a next level sketch, but it's something to look forward to. And another nice thing about doing cloth here is, and thanks for the +1 sub, Miss Evelyn. Wow, fantastic. And it might be better than you might say, but it just takes practice. Tried, 5 minutes a day if you can't do an hour a day. And they say talent is 1% ability and 99% the motivation to actually get up there and practice. Okay, so what is happening here? This area right here is another really good area to sketch. I don't see anything to compare it to right now, but except this paper towel. I mean, in there you get that thing perfect, and it's still just gonna look kind of weird. It looks like a squish bug or something. You get this perfect, and it's really gonna be a boom. a great thing. So anyway, where was I? Let's see. Well, why don't we just see about doing the this area right here. So you might say, hey, your proportion is way off, but I will say, hey, that doesn't matter because did anyone ever see any story about how Da Vinci trotted came out and displayed, the Mona Lisa and said, here, this is my model. No. And the same is going to go for this. Once we're done with this sketch, no one's going to see this. Plus, I'm going to take that towel and change its pose. So, if we're off on the proportion, that really doesn't matter. Okay, so now I'm going to get in. I see everybody left. So I'm going to just put the camera back on the camera holder here, and then let's start to get all serious on this sketch. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to go here. Maybe we can go a little bigger. Okay. All right, where were we? Let's hit the 4B, why not? Some people might say this is not a good way for a beginner to sketch, but anyway, I think there's not enough YouTube videos for the intermediate wannabe artist. So let me hope that I'm at the intermediate level and I could be like, hi, this is an intermediate. Okay. It's already looking pretty bad, but like I said, it's not the kind of bad that I'm gonna try to hit the stem. So it's a good thing to do with the stem is let me see what I got here. This is my last pencil set. I'm gonna see if there is an F pencil, which there is not. This thing was only like $6. Amazing. I don't see an F pencil. An F pencil would be great for that stem. So anyway, this one does not have a lot of H pencils. But anyway, so much for that. Let's see what this is. Here's a 4H. Also, I got this, let's see, you can see it. This is the AF matte pencil sharpener. It makes a super nice point, such as this one here. And I don't know, it really helps a lot. I know like a pro artist technique is to use like a knife and get the point, but this thing is it definitely helps with the motivation department. Anyway, we're going to try to hit that stem. We think that the bottom of the apple is going to be maybe like right here. So I don't know, we're going to just say hi on the stem, and I think we're going to just put it right here. So that's got this little line. There's a shade right here. This is an ugly stem, and this would not be my first choice of what apple to sketch, but like I said, the apple is here. So now what we're going to do is a negative space by the stem, and this is not actually here like this, so I'll erase a little bit of this. And that, I don't know what that was supposed to be, but anyway. This was negative space around the stem. I'm just going to exaggerate it a little bit. It's not actually that dark, but we have to really come in loud and clear and say, hello, I'm the stem. Oh, congrats on 4K. Yes, how about that? It only took 4 years. All right. So I don't know if the stem looks that great. Really does not. Well, this does not look good either. Anyway, so here another thing we can do, like just like on this example here, it is good if you recognize contour lines that follow the shape of the apple. Like there's a really strong one right here. There's a strong one right there, and that's like here and here. And so that helps if you can get those. So I'm going to try to get these little contour lines. This is a contour line which is in the middle of the highlight, and here we have another that, and let's see if we can, as this one kind of goes through, you can sort of sense it going through. I'm going to try to go around like that. This again is an exaggeration. They're not quite as dark as I'm making them. All right, and here let's just try to get this whole, if you can see that. Here you can see a dark, a medium dark. This is like lighter, two little blobs lighter, then it's like dark here. This we're gonna say is darker than this. And these lines are following the contour of the apple, so good to put them in. I guess this is like a bruise, so we might want to just forget that's there. And anyway, let's see what's happening here. Let's try to get these contour lines. And we can see that this is not in the right place, but we're just going to ignore that for now. And why don't we just see about having this thing here. And now, here we have a reflection of the cloth. See if it's more evident. You can see how this is a highlight kind of, and that is the light bouncing off the cloth and going up there, and that is, and there's one right here too, which I'm trying to see. It doesn't really come out on the video that much. Let's see if I make it smaller. Just one thing about a video for a real-time draw or paint is that it's difficult to get a photographic image that is matching what you see with the naked eye, because there's a big bright reflection right here from the cloth, but I don't see it showing up that well in the video. Anyway, thanks for 4 likes, and anyone who's subscribed. I'm gonna jump over to stop motion to have the appearance of faster progress. So I appreciate everyone who stopped by for my real-time sketch, what do you call it, live stream.